In the year 1890, during the misty evenings of a fading European winter, an extraordinary chess game was played, a game that would, over time, become the subject of fascination and folklore among chess enthusiasts. While it may not be found in the pages of official tournament records, it is preserved in whispers, retellings, and the imaginations of those who appreciate the artistry of the game. The two competitors, Victor Laroche and Emil Draken, remain somewhat mysterious figures. Historical documentation regarding their lives is scarce, but the game attributed to them has stood the test of time. Victor Laroche was said to be an intuitive and daring tactician, a player driven more by aesthetic beauty than statistical accuracy. Emil Draken, by contrast, was a stoic strategist, meticulous, deliberate, and devoted to solid fundamentals. From the very first move, 1.e4-e5, the game appeared to follow familiar lines. Yet this was merely a veil. As the pieces developed, the tone of the match quickly changed. By the eighth move, Victor initiated a bold sacrifice, nx f7, launching a daring assault on Black's king side. It was a decision that many would consider premature, but for Victor, it was the beginning of a masterpiece. What followed was not simply a tactical combination, but a sustained offensive characterized by initiative, tempo, and psychological pressure. Emil responded with discipline, attempting to weather the storm with precision. However, the aggressive momentum was relentless. White sacrificed a rook, then a second piece, and continued applying pressure without hesitation. By the 11th move, the board had transformed. The Black king, once safely castled, was driven into the open, exposed and vulnerable. White's queen, bishop, and rooks coordinated harmoniously, forcing the monarch to flee into unfamiliar territory, an unguarded center now ruled by White's vision. Every sacrifice made by Victor Laroche served a purpose, not material gain, but positional domination and aesthetic clarity. At move 18, the decisive Rx f6 shattered Black's final layer of defense. The coordination of White's forces was seamless. Black's pieces, by contrast, had no unity. Emil struggled valiantly to hold his position, but the battle was already lost. The end came swiftly and decisively. With 23.qb5 hashtag, White delivered checkmate. A queen from the edge of the board closed the curtain on one of the most creative and forceful miniature attacks of its era. It was not only a victory, it was a declaration of style, a reflection of the romantic ideals that once defined chess as both sport and art. Historians continue to debate whether this encounter truly occurred or was merely a fictional creation meant to inspire. Some argue the game is too perfect to be real, others believe it is simply overlooked brilliance from a forgotten exhibition. Whatever the case, the game persists in private collections, in oral tradition, and among the treasured PGNs circulated by aficionados.